It makes or breaks a waterfowl hunter. But when you have a working vortex of snow geese above you, it's what I would compare to buck fever.
We want these geese to literally hang up on top of us to kill the geese.
Snow goose hunting, in probably the last 5 or 6 years, I've become absolutely ate up with it, I guess you could say. Most people would consider me crazy for it, but I love it. It's a ton of work. Chances are you're going to be dealing with a lot of mud. You got a lot of equipment to carry around. It takes a long time to set up. It takes a long time to take down. But when you have a working vortex of snow geese above you, it's what I would compare to buck fever. My heart starts racing. I get the shakes. I just sit there in awe watching these birds work above. I mean, you got thousands of birds making all sorts of racket right above you. You can't even hear yourself think, and there's just nothing like it in any type of hunting that I've ever done. And I absolutely love snow goose hunting.
On a simple snow goose spread, the way we're going to do it, we're going to talk about the upwind side and the downwind side. Right now we're in a half-cut cornfield, half-cut bean field. The bean field is really dished up, so we're going to do the bean field with our upwind side, then we're going to go down to our downwind side. If you look, pretty much what we did, the upwind side, we've stacked a lot of snow goose decoys on it. We've kept our shells, we've kept everything tight. With that being said, all your birds are mostly going to come up on the majority of your upwind side. You want to keep thick. Your downside is going to be looking a little thinner and a little gapped out. You're going to have your flyers and everything else like that, so it really don't matter in between, at least in my opinion. We want them geese to hang up on top of us. We ended up putting 5 vortexes not more than 15 yards behind the spread. What's going to do is we're going to do a little magic trick. We want the geese to look here and not down literally on the laid down blinds. If you would take your flyers, when you're hunting snow geese, take your flyers, take your vortexes, what you're actually going to do is you're going to hang them farther behind where you want you to kill geese. We want these geese to literally hang up on top of us to kill the geese. You don't shoot snow geese like you do ducks or regular geese when they're out in front of you. The best shooting the geese, if you're shooting 40, 45, 50 yards, you want them literally right on top of you.
There's really no rhyme or reason on how you set them up, in my mind. You know, when in your scouting and you're hunting a group of birds that you scouted the day before, I mean, you can pay attention to how they're set up. Are they grouped real tight together? Are they spread out? Is there a lot of space in between them? You know, is there a shape that you've noticed? I personally don't think there's any set shape that necessarily works, at least in my experience. What we try to do here is we try and get a general consensus. Are they packed tight together? How long of a line of decoys should we run? I mean, you're not going to necessarily mimic an entire flock of snow geese on the ground unless you just got all sorts of money and all sorts of decoys. I mean, we run anywhere between 900 and 1100 silo socks. if you're going to hunt snow geese, you need to do it right, because you're going to put a lot of work and effort into it. And the last thing you wanted to do is get busted because you got 5,000 sets of eyes hovering above you. They're going to spot you if you aren't hit very well. Take advantage of putting decoys between your blinds. There's people I've seen rigged up to where they have decoys woven in their blinds. Get as low profile, create as few shadows as possible, and spare no expense as far as concealment is concerned when it comes to snow goose hunting. I mean, if you do, they're going to spot you, and it's a lot of time, money, and effort wasted if you don't do this right. If there's one thing you take away from snow goose hunting is they're going to bust you if you're not hit.
This year was the first year that we actually had changed our tactics as far as our setup and placement of our layout blinds, that I feel was a big factor in the success that we did have on our snow goose hunts this year. We changed our tactics, actually got off center, away from the teardrop. They really didn't care about where we were at or our position in the layouts. All they cared about was where was all the other masses of decoys, and that's where I want to be, over in the teardrop.
It makes or breaks a waterfowl hunter, in my mind. It's not for the weak-minded or the weak-bodied. Like I said, you've got a lot of work ahead of you to do it, and be prepared to have very little sleep and put in for long days and a lot of shooting if you've set it up right and you've scattered your birds and you're on. It'll be a lot of fun for you.
We're going to do a small spread, probably about 1,200 to 1,500 decoys. We're going to run the flyers and...
I'm sorry. That's not small. That's not small. I thought we were going like 600 full bodies.
Somebody lied here.
Now I get here and we're doing 1,500.
Somebody see, that's what they always laugh at me. I don't understand people. Help me, help you, help me. Help me.